I've fallen a little bit in love with you, watching you in everything I know about love. Whoa, what a ride and what a hoot all at once that show is. Was it literally the most fun thing to shoot ever? It must have been, right?
Yeah, I mean, like so many of those scenes when we're just like sitting on a sofa eating pizza. Do you know how many scenes we eat in? Have you noticed like we eat pizza, we eat pasta, we drink a lot. So like that's like not that hard, you know, if you're just sitting on a sofa and just eating pizza and chatting with like other amazing actresses. So like that was, yeah, very. I can't pretend that was hard work. That wasn't hard work. But I will say actually, all the drinking scenes with like all the glugging the wine, that's like very, very sweet grape juice. And if you
Oh,
see in episode 6 we have a big drinking game, and I made it like very much that like Nell needs to be like downing her drink every single take. And like I honestly think I'll probably need a filling because of that. Like it was my teeth at the end of that were like I was so I can't go see my dentist. I can't explain to them why. Like why are my teeth covered in sugar?
you'll be like, so I'm just slightly addicted to grape juice now. Just let's just go with it. It's totally fine. Pop the filling in. No more questions.
Yeah, let's not talk about why I down grape juice all the time.
I just loved the bits as well where you were like just singing and dancing around. And when you did the 5 lyrics, like, get on up when you're down, I was like, yes! Like, literally, that's like so visceral about that because I was like, I don't think I remembered any of those lyrics. And then you literally just can't get out of your head. It's so like embodied in your brain afterwards.
Belle literally didn't know the lyrics. I don't know if you noticed, but she's reading them. She like wrote down the rap. Well, it's not a rap, but she wrote down like the little fast bit. And she was like, it is in character that Birdie wouldn't know the lyrics. So she was like, I am, but I was also like, Belle, do you know the lyrics? And she was like, because you could see her like reading them and singing, and the utter terror on her face is like Alia very overly excitedly puts a hairbrush in her face. But you know that originally was meant to be Moulin Rouge. Hey sister, so do you know that one?
One of the best songs ever created by humankind, to be honest.
Right? And that was the one in the original script and the read through we did, and we were just like got so distracted in the read through because it was so much fun. But couldn't get the rights. Couldn't get the rights to it. It's too expensive.
Damn it.
I know, I know. So we were all a little bit heartbroken, but then Dolly brought in 5, and she also brought in as another option, 21 seconds to go. 21 seconds to go. So solid crew. And then we tried to do it, and we were like, wow, like we can't pull this one off. Like we need to do 5. Like there's no way the 3 of us could sing this song.
I love how this job really pulled on every single skill set you had, from rapping right the way through to just professionally eating pizza and grape juice every day.
Yeah, all of my skills. I'm very employable.
That CV is popping now, isn't it?
I know, I know. I'm like, just everyone watch that, and you can, if you need someone to sit on a sofa and sing along to music or to dance in the club, like I'm here, I'm ready, I'm very employable. But actually, do you know what? Some of that stuff is quite hard, I'm gonna say, because also eating over and over again is like, I've got a pet peeve of like people on TV or films who like pretend to eat and they'll just like move it around their plate. Do you know what I mean? Have you seen like they'll just cut it
Mm-hmm.
up over and over again and they'll never. And I get why they're doing it because it makes you sick by the end of the day when you're eating the same thing like cold pasta over and over again. But like it really annoys me, so I'm always like I'm gonna eat like in every single take, and then you feel sick. You do feel sick at the end of the day when you've had like. Also, I can't eat gluten, so the poor rest of the cast had to eat gluten-free pasta, like because I had to have it, and it just gluten-free pasta doesn't like age well. It just turns into like mushed, so it looks like mashed potato by the end of the day. So we're eating like mashed potato pasta, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, guys, my fault.
It must have been very difficult to do the webcam scene as well, because I think it's must be so difficult to do sex scenes at the best of time, let alone then have to do it on yourself in a moment on a screen, and then be like, and how nerve-wracking was that for you when you found out you were going to have to do that? How did you approach it, and how did you sort of psych yourself up for it in a way, and were you really nervous about bringing that to the screen too?
Like, okay, so on the one hand, so my agents were like, this is, so I got up to episodes 1 to 4 before we started filming, and they were like, so you have a sex scene, and then there's a scene later on which is like a sex scene over Skype. And I was like, really like, do you know what, we need more female masturbation on the screen. Like I'm so for that.
Yes,
like,
we do.
let's see more women wanking. Like it needs to be out there, and it needs to also be not sexy, and it needs to be real, and we want to see it. But then it comes to doing it, and I was like, yeah, I want it out there. I don't want to be the one that does it. Like, I actually just didn't really think about that now, even though I totally get, like, I want to see that on screen, but I don't want to be the person doing it. But so when it did come to doing it, I'll be honest, like, some actors are like, I guess they just get on with it and they're just like real pros. I'm not. I'm really dramatic about it. I was like moaning and complaining to anyone that would listen. I was like, I don't want to do a sex scene. Like, I was coming out of, like, talking to all the crew on my way to set, being like, I don't want to do it. Will you swap with me? And they were like, no, Marli, we wouldn't want to do it either. I guess that's why you're an actor. And I was like being such a baby about it, and being so like openly like scared about it. And but the thing is, they had everything in place. Like, I can't imagine. I've never done a sex scene before, but I can't imagine what it was like before intimacy coordinators. Like, we had female directors for block 1 and 2. We had an intimacy coordinator who like spoke through everything, and like it was done in like the safest and most comfortable environment it possibly could be done in. And it's still awkward and weird. Like, it's just a weird thing to do. And I spoke to one of my best mates the night before, because it kind of dawned on me that it was happening, and she was like, just really make it different to you. This, like, don't draw anything from your own life with this kind of stuff. You just make a decision of like anything physical or vocal that is incredibly like divorced from you, and go with that, so that when you have to do it and when you watch it, you know that's not you, and you've not had to like give something incredibly personal over to strangers, really, you know, when it comes out to the, I can see that as someone very separate. So that was really helpful advice. And then because the scene I did in episode 3, I sort of learned from that when it came to doing the Skype sex scene. Like, I really knew now like how, like, what I was like, I don't want to rehearse it, I just want to do it. And I didn't want to do loads of takes, and it was really great, because if you come into that and say that to a director, they're like, great, okay, we know how you want to work and how you want to do this, and they'll accommodate that. So I just kind of have learned now, like, with sex scenes, you just want to do it, and you want to get over with, and you want to be really clear before the camera starts rolling exactly what's happening. And I had like everyone on that crew and part of that project were so behind that, you know, they were very supportive of how you want to work with these scenes.
And I think it's so important to bring those scenes to the screen, like we were saying, because you know what, masturbation happens and it's part of the fabric of life, and it should be seen on screen in the same way as every other aspect of our lives are seen on screen. What do you think's been a sort of coming of age experience for you?
Honestly, I mean, I don't want to get like too heavy, but I think the biggest I would be lying if I didn't say this. I lost my dad when I was 22, and that, like, that's an experience that suddenly, like, you're an adult, you know, you can't really like go, you like, there's like I always think of something like that as like what's it called, BC and AC, like before Christ, AD. There's like, it's like before that and then after that, and then your life's like completely it's different. You're no longer, I think if you lose a parent, you kind of can't really be a child again. You sort of are forced into adulthood in a way. So that definitely was a coming of age experience. And yeah, friends were massive in that too. Like one of my best mates from uni, I just remember going around to hers and just sitting in her house, and like she would like play the piano and she'd go do stuff, and she didn't sit and like I didn't want to talk about it, but she's just like, just having someone that you can just sit in silence with. And like I think most of our, regardless of what the experience is, I think friends can be the one that can help you through those times.
That's so beautifully put, though, because I think so many people go through experiences like that, and sometimes you don't even need to talk or even to be listened to. You just need to sit and be with people, no matter what experience you go through. Sometimes it's just, there's so many powerful moments in silence, and actually just finding those people who you can literally just be silent with. Like, that's so special in itself, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.